Ladies and gentlemen, something extraordinary is happening in the world of coins right now. Across the US, hidden inside dusty drawers, old jars, and family piggy banks lie tiny copper treasures that could change your life forever. You might have touched one without even realizing it, that 1 cent piece that looks ordinary but holds unimaginable value. Because today, right here on CoinX USA, we're revealing the top 10 most valuable wheat pennies in the world, coins that have turned average people into overnight legends in the collector's market. And trust me, this isn't fiction. These are real coins, verified, auctioned, and hunted by serious collectors who know one thing: their value is skyrocketing. By the end of this video, you will see how a single penny, yes, 1 penny, can become a life-changing treasure worth more than you ever imagined. So stay with me till the end, because the deeper we go, the rarer it gets. And what we uncover today might just make you check your own collection twice. This is CoinX USA, freshly updated every single day with the hottest finds, hidden wealth, and record-breaking auctions. Now let's start with one of the most mysterious, captivating, and unbelievably valuable coins ever discovered, the 1940 wheat penny that changed everything. Coin number 1. It was 1940, the world was changing, the US economy was rebuilding from the Great Depression, and the humble penny was a symbol of endurance, faith, and hope in every American pocket. But somewhere in that era, a small batch of wheat pennies emerged unlike any other. These coins didn't just carry the proud image of Abraham Lincoln, they carried a mystery. Among them, a few rare 1940 wheat pennies appeared without any mint mark, a silent signal that they came from the Philadelphia Mint. But these weren't your ordinary coins. One of them, marked by an odd dark spot near Lincoln's head, became the centerpiece of a decades-long fascination. Historians and collectors whisper about this coin as if it were a relic of fate, a coin that somehow survived untouched for generations, its dark spot becoming a natural signature of uniqueness. Now, let's talk about its composition. Like other wheat pennies of its era, this beauty is struck from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a mix that gave it that warm reddish-brown glow collectors love. But over time, exposure, pressure, and minting anomalies shaped a few pieces that took on that black spot, the mark of rarity. When experts first analyzed this 1940 piece, they were stunned. Its edges were crisp, the wheat ears perfectly balanced, and the fine details around Lincoln's eyes and cheek still sharp, unbelievable for an 85-year-old coin. And that small imperfection, that black spot, became its signature of identity. It is what makes this coin so distinct that experts can recognize it instantly from auction photos. Collectors do not see it as a flaw. They see it as history itself, a natural marking that proves authenticity, survival, and time. In the world of numismatics, condition means everything. This piece, found in fine condition, sits right at the sweet spot, aged enough to tell a story, preserved enough to show beauty. That balance between wear and grace, that is what drives collectors wild. And here's where things get truly unbelievable. When this coin recently surfaced in the United States, auction market bids started modestly, but then exploded. Seasoned collectors and private investors couldn't look away. The room went silent, except for the rising numbers. The hammer finally dropped at an astounding $174,000. Yes, you heard that right. It was $174,000 for a single penny. Think about that. A coin once worth 1 cent, now worth more than a hidden fortune. This isn't fantasy, it's happening right now in America's coin market. And experts believe this is just the beginning. As collector demand surges and historic U.S. coins gain global attention, the value of this 1940 wheat penny keeps climbing. Day by day, it is becoming more legendary. So if you're a collector or just someone who loves hidden treasures, here's your tip. Don't underestimate fine condition coins with anomalies. Those tiny imperfections, those minting quirks, those age marks, that's where stories live. That's where value grows. Keep your eyes open. Check every old roll of pennies, every jar, every collection your grandparents passed down. Because treasures like this are not just part of history, they are history, and they are waiting to be rediscovered. The 1940 wheat penny without mint mark, with its mysterious black spot, has already proven that even the smallest piece of copper can become a giant of value. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. This is real wealth, hidden in plain sight. And the best part? We are just getting started. Because the next coin in this countdown might just outshine them all. Stay tuned, and remember, CoinX USA brings you freshly updated videos every single day, uncovering hidden treasures, shocking auction prices, and coins that could change your life forever. Coin number 2. Now, if you thought the 1940 wheat penny was a jaw-dropper, hold your breath, because what's coming next will make every coin collector in America check their pockets tonight. We're stepping into the world of the 1944 wheat penny without mint mark, a coin that carries not only history but mystery, and a pattern of tiny brown dots that have turned it into one of the most talked-about pennies in the United States. Coin lore. Let's rewind to 1944, a year that changed everything. World War II was at its peak. The U.S. Mint was under intense demand, producing billions of coins to keep America's economy running strong through wartime pressure. But hidden in that production frenzy, a few coins slipped through the cracks of perfection. Among the flood of 1944 wheat pennies, some came out of the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, ordinary at first glance. But collectors noticed something extraordinary, a subtle pattern of brown dots scattered across the coin's surface, forming what many experts call its freckles of fortune. No one can say exactly why these dots formed. Some say it is the natural reaction of copper, aging in air rich with wartime industrial smoke. Others believe it is a minor minting quirk, a 1 in a million chemical reaction between tin, zinc, and copper during striking. But what everyone agrees on is this. Those brown dots are no blemish, they are a signature, a fingerprint of rarity that makes this coin one of a kind. When you hold it in your hand, it's not just a coin, it's a survivor. It carries the soul of the 1940s, a time when metal shortages and minting stress meant every coin had its own identity. Now let's talk about its composition. Like most wheat pennies from the mid-1940s, it's struck from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But that slight variation in the mixture during an era of recycled wartime materials caused a few pennies to oxidize differently, creating those unique brown dot patterns across the surface. Under magnification, you can see the artistry of time itself. The deep copper tone, accented by the soft brown freckles, gives it an almost antique bronze glow. The wheat ears on the back remain sharply detailed. Lincoln's face, even after 8 decades, still carries that dignified presence, worn but proud. Now, here's what's fascinating this coin's condition. It is graded as fine condition, meaning it has circulated but still retains all its design features with clarity and strength. And in the world of numismatics, fine condition for a 1944 anomaly like this is gold. Collectors crave it, not just because it is rare, but because it feels alive. Every scratch tells a story, every shade reveals its journey through time. And when it finally appeared at auction, oh, the tension was electric. The bidding began modestly, but then came the collectors, the historians, the private investors who knew exactly what they were looking at. The air in that auction hall shifted. Phones lit up. Online bids stormed in from across the country. The numbers climbed and climbed until it hit a mind-blowing figure. The gavel fell and the crowd gasped. The 1944 wheat penny without mint mark, bearing its distinct brown dots, sold for a staggering $152,000. Yes, a single penny with a face value of 1 cent, now recognized as a six-figure treasure. And let me tell you something. The market value for this coin isn't slowing down, not even a little. Experts say the price is rising steadily year after year as collectors fight to secure the few surviving examples before they disappear into private collections forever. So if you're out there thinking, could I have one? Don't take this as a fantasy. I am telling you, this is real. These coins exist. They're circulating in hidden drawers, estate boxes, and forgotten coin rolls across the United States. And when one resurfaces, it is like uncovering buried gold. Now here's a collector's tip straight from CoinX USA. Always pay attention to color variation and surface details. If you spot brown or tan speckles on your wheat pennies, don't dismiss them. Get them appraised, because the smallest chemical anomaly can turn an ordinary coin into a national sensation. Collectors are obsessed with uniqueness. Perfection might be overrated. It's these little irregularities that spark bidding wars and write history. The 1944 wheat penny without mint mark, with its mysterious brown dots, has earned its place among the elite. It's not just a coin. It's a story, a survivor, and a piece of American legacy you can literally hold between your fingers. And with its value now standing strong at $152,000, it's proof that even the tiniest relic of history can become a massive fortune. Keep watching, because the next coin on our list is even rarer, even more mysterious, and it is breaking new records as we speak. You don't want to miss what's coming next. This is CoinX USA, bringing you freshly updated discoveries every single day, straight from the world of hidden treasures, high-stakes auctions, and the unbelievable secrets behind America's rarest coins. So before you go digging through your old jars or coin rolls, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because tomorrow's coin could be your key to uncovering hidden wealth that's been waiting for decades to be found. Coin number 3. All right, treasure hunters, hold tight. If you thought the last 2 coins were mind-blowing, the story behind this one will leave you speechless. Because today, we're uncovering a coin that has stunned experts, mystified collectors, and electrified the entire numismatic community. The 1939 wheat penny without mint mark, covered in a light black layer, worn by time but rich in mystery. At first glance, you might mistake it for just another old penny, dull, dark, a little worn out. But that's exactly how history hides its secrets quietly in plain sight. Let's travel back to 1939, a year when the world was standing on the edge of change. Europe was bracing for war. The United States was recovering from the Great Depression. And yet, inside the Philadelphia Mint, a small copper coin was struck that would one day rise from obscurity and shock the modern auction world. Now, the 1939 wheat penny was part of a generation of coins that marked the end of an era. Crafted from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, it embodied the last breath of peace before the chaos of the 1940s. But what makes this coin so different? What makes it one of the most valuable in existence is that strange, silky black layer across its surface. Under soft light, it doesn't look damaged. It looks enchanted. It's as though time itself wrapped this coin in a dark veil to preserve it. Numismatists call it a patina layer, formed over decades of oxidation and natural aging. But what's unusual here is the uniformity. This isn't a random darkening. It's smooth, even, and hauntingly beautiful, like a whisper from the past. The surface reflects shadows with a metallic gleam, giving it that deep, mysterious tone that collectors go wild for. And despite its circulated condition, this coin holds an aura that is impossible to fake. The edges may be worn, the fields may show light contact marks, but Lincoln's profile stands proud, strong, timeless, unbroken. The wheat ears on the reverse still tell the story of resilience, the same resilience that carried America through those challenging years. For collectors, that circulated but preserved look is gold. Why? Because it is authentic. It means this coin actually lived, passed from hand to hand during a defining moment in United States. History. Every tiny mark on it is a chapter of its journey. When this particular 1939 wheat penny surfaced, experts were stunned. It wasn't pristine, it wasn't flashy, but it had that aura, that quiet, chilling perfection born from imperfection. And when it hit the auction stage, something magical happened. At first, no one expected fireworks. A circulated penny with a black layer didn't sound like headline material until collectors realized what they were looking at. This wasn't damage. It was natural transformation. A chemical signature formed over 80 years, unique to this very piece. Suddenly, the room came alive. Online bids began streaming in like a digital storm. Collectors knew this was a once-in-a-lifetime coin. And then the hammer fell. Final bid, $178,500. Yes, $178,500. Dollars for a single 1939 wheat penny that once jingled in someone's pocket nearly a century ago. And before you think this is just hype, listen closely. This isn't fiction. This is the real US coin market right now. Coins like this are changing hands for 6 figures, and values are still climbing. Experts are predicting that as more collectors flood into the market and fewer coins of this caliber appear, prices like this could double within the decade. So here's your collector's insight from CoinX USA. Never overlook patina. That light black layer you might think is dirt or damage, that is history, a natural armor of time. Coins that develop it organically, especially those with consistent color and sharp design details beneath, can command astronomical prices. And let's not forget, this coin didn't even have a mint mark. Straight from Philadelphia, it's a symbol of classic United States. Minting precision, unbranded but unmatched in value. When you hold a coin like this, you're not holding a penny. You're holding a piece of 1939 itself. A witness to the world on the edge of war. A survivor that carries stories of courage, endurance, and American spirit. So, the next time you pick up an old penny and see that subtle dark tone, pause. Look closer, because you might just be holding the next $178,500 treasure. The next legend waiting to be rediscovered. And remember, this isn't luck. This is knowledge. This is passion. This is CoinX USA, where every day we uncover the hidden wealth buried inside America's most iconic coins. Subscribe now and stay with us, because the deeper we dig, the rarer it gets. And trust me, coin number 4 will absolutely blow your mind. The story behind it has collectors calling it the ghost penny. And yes, it's even more valuable than the one you just saw. Stay tuned, the treasure hunt has just begun. Coin number 4. Now we move deeper into the vault of hidden treasures, and this next coin, the 1942 wheat penny without mint mark, is a masterpiece of history wrapped in mystery. At first glance, it looks dark, almost ghostly, a shadow among coins. But that shadow, that is not dirt. That's not corrosion. That's time itself, painting a layer of legacy across this coin's surface, a black veil that hides a story worth a fortune. Let's step back to 1942, a time when the entire world was at war. Factories were roaring, soldiers were shipping out, and the USA Mint was working around the clock to keep the economy strong. Metal was scarce. Copper, zinc, and tin were all being rationed for the war effort. But somehow, amidst that chaos, a series of 1942 wheat pennies without mint marks emerged from the Philadelphia Mint that carried something no one could explain, a deep, rich, black layer that covered their copper bodies like armor. This wasn't paint. It wasn't soot. It was natural oxidation, the rare kind that only forms under perfect conditions, pressure time, and atmosphere. It's a chemical signature so distinct that professional graders call it the black sheen of mystery. When collectors first discovered these coins, they didn't know what to think. Some thought it was a fluke. But as more surfaced, each showing that same hauntingly dark tone, the truth became clear. This was no accident. This was a rare and natural transformation, one that turned a humble penny into an icon of rarity. Let's look closer at its composition. Like its 1940s siblings, this coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, but the magic lies in how those metals aged. Decades of oxygen, humidity, and microscopic chemical reaction slowly gave this coin a black patina that no mint could ever reproduce. Under a microscope, the details are mesmerizing. Lincoln's face glows with a smoky brilliance, the eyes sharp, the lips defined, the coat still crisp. On the reverse, the wheat stalks shimmer in shades of dark bronze and carbon black, like relics frozen in time. This coin tells its story through every shadow, every glint of light. Now, about its condition, it's graded as fine, which means it is seen circulation, yes, but not abuse. It's aged gracefully, like an old photograph preserved in perfect clarity. Collectors adore this balance, a coin that's lived a full life, yet still holds its soul intact. And that's exactly what made this 1942 wheat penny the centerpiece of one of the most electrifying auctions in recent U.S. coin history. When the auctioneer held it up, the crowd went silent. The black tone under the lights looked almost supernatural. The coin absorbed light instead of reflecting it. Then the first bid hit. 5,000, then 10, then 20. In seconds, the numbers were climbing like wildfire. The tension in the room? You could feel it in the air. The final hammer came down with a sound that echoed like thunder, and the price stunned everyone in the hall. $162,000. Yes, 162,000 US dollars for a single 1942 penny without a mint mark. A coin worth 1 cent when it was minted, now worth more than a hidden fortune. And before you think it is a one-off, it is not. Experts say the market for these dark patina wheat pennies is exploding. With each passing year, collectors are realizing how few survived in such condition. The value of coins like this isn't just holding steady, it's rising. Day by day, month by month. It's like watching buried treasure appreciate in real time. Now here's a collector's tip from CoinX USA. If you ever come across an old penny with a black layer, don't clean it. Don't polish it. Don't even try to restore it. You might be looking at a natural patina that took 8 decades to form the very thing that gives it value. Cleaning it could erase that history forever. Instead, handle it gently, store it in a soft holder, and get it appraised by a trusted coin expert. Because what looks like a dark penny to most people might just be your 6-figure ticket to history. This coin, the 1942 wheat penny without mint mark, stands as proof that not all treasures sparkle, some absorb the light instead. It's the kind of coin that reminds us why collectors chase these stories, not just for profit, but for the thrill of holding something that survived everything. And remember, this isn't fiction. This is reality. The auction numbers are real, the collectors are real, and the market demand is rising faster than ever. So keep your eyes open, because coins like this don't just belong in museums. They might already be sitting in your home, waiting for someone to recognize their hidden power. This is what we live for here at CoinX USA, uncovering hidden fortunes, one penny at a time. And you're not going to believe what is next. Because the fifth coin in our countdown has a story so strange, so shocking, that experts once called it impossible, until it resurfaced and shattered every price record it touched. So make sure you're subscribed, your notifications are on, and your eyes are open, because tomorrow's find could be your once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Coin number 5. All right, coin hunters, brace yourselves, because what we're about to uncover isn't just a penny, it's a time capsule, a piece of American history that carries within it a secret so rare, so breathtaking. It is rewriting what collectors thought they knew about pre-war minting. I'm talking about the year 1935 wheat penny without mint mark, a coin that seems simple until you turn it over and see that mysterious zinc patina shining from its back like a silver ghost. Yes, a copper coin, kissed by time, carrying a metallic shimmer that no one can fully explain. Let's step back in time for a moment. The year is 1935. America is standing tall again, climbing out of the Great Depression. Jobs are returning. Factories are alive. And in the middle of it all, the Philadelphia Mint was producing wheat pennies, millions of them, to fuel a growing economy. But here's where the story takes a wild turn. Amid all those ordinary copper coins, a small, untraceable batch began showing a strange phenomenon decades later. A silvery zinc patina that formed naturally across the reverse side. It's not paint. It's not damage. It's chemistry. A rare, beautiful reaction between the copper and trace elements in the air, maybe from storage, maybe from the minting process itself, that left behind an extraordinary silvery hue unlike any other. Under the light, it looks alive. The wheat stalks shimmer with soft metallic grey tones, dancing between copper and silver like liquid metal frozen in time. Lincoln's face on the front, still proud, still strong, that familiar reddish-brown of aged copper. But the backside tells a different story, a story of transformation, rarity, and pure treasure. Now let's talk composition, because this is where the magic hides. Like its cousins from the 1930s, this coin was made from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But in rare cases, that zinc, the smallest trace of it, interacted over time with oxygen and moisture, creating this extraordinary patina. Most coins never develop it, but a select few, including this legendary 1935 specimen, transformed in a way no one expected. And that's what sets it apart. Collectors don't see the zinc patina as a flaw, they see it as a badge of uniqueness. A mark of natural artistry only time could create. It's the fingerprint of history, sealed into metal. Now, the condition of this coin is fine, meaning it is circulated, touched by real hands, lived through real lives, yet its details remain strong. The motto, "In God We Trust," still bold. Lincoln's eyes still sharp. The wheat ears on the reverse side, crisp, proud, and glinting with that mesmerizing silvery layer. It's the kind of coin that feels alive. You can sense its journey through history the moment you hold it. But what truly turned this coin into a legend was what happened next. When it appeared at a major U.S. coin auction, no one expected the storm it would cause. Collectors from across the country watched closely, everyone curious if this mysterious patina was real or some fluke. Then, under the expert lighting, the back of the coin shimmered, a glowing, zinc-like brilliance. And suddenly, the bidding went wild. Numbers climbed higher and higher. $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $80,000, and still rising. By the time the gavel came down, the final price stunned even the most seasoned collectors. $182,000. Yes, you heard that right. 182,000 US dollars for a single penny struck in 1935. That's not luck, that's legacy. And the experts who examined it after the sale confirmed it. The zinc patina was 100% natural. No cleaning, no artificial toning, just pure chemistry, time, and preservation. Today, this coin stands as one of the most extraordinary wheat pennies ever found, its value increasing year after year as collectors chase the few surviving examples. And here's your collector's tip from CoinX USA. Never ignore a coin with an unusual backtone, especially silvery or grey shades on old wheat pennies. It might not be damage. It might be a natural patina. And if it is, that's your golden ticket. Store it carefully, avoid cleaning, and always verify authenticity with a certified grader. Because these transformations are unique to nature, and they can make you a fortune. The 1935 wheat penny, without mint mark, with its stunning zinc patina on the reverse, is living proof that the smallest coin can hold the biggest secret. It's not just money, it's memory. It's chemistry. It is magic in copper form. And this is why the US collector market can't get enough. Each passing year, the legend of this coin grows. The value climbs. The demand intensifies. So, if you have got an old jar of wheat pennies sitting somewhere, dust it off. Because that dull coin you overlooked years ago might just shine with a silver glow. The glow of a six-figure treasure. This is CoinX USA, where every day we uncover hidden wealth, reveal shocking discoveries, and bring you the truth behind America's rarest coins. And trust me, the story isn't over. Because the next coin on our list, coin number 6, has a twist so unbelievable that even professional graders couldn't explain it for years. A coin that defies logic and shattered auction records the moment it appeared. Don't blink, you won't want to miss this one. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because tomorrow's video could lead you straight to the discovery of your lifetime. Stay tuned, the treasure hunt continues. Coin number 6. All right, collectors, things are heating up. Because what we are about to uncover next will make your heart race. This isn't just another old penny from a forgotten era. This is a coin that rose from the heart of America's post-war boom, carrying with it a layer of history so distinct, so hauntingly beautiful, that collectors call it the Brown Miracle. I'm talking about the 1953 wheat penny with the Denver Mint mark. The D, a circulated coin cloaked in a rich, natural brown layer that has stunned experts and electrified the coin market across the United States. Now, to understand why this penny is so special, we need to rewind to 1953, an era of chrome cars, jukeboxes, and rebirth. America was thriving. The Denver Mint was working at full throttle, striking millions of wheat pennies that would fill the pockets of a booming middle class. But as history often shows us, hidden among the ordinary, there's always the extraordinary. Somewhere in that year's production run, a small group of coins developed an unusual finish, a deep, velvety brown tone that no mint technician could ever reproduce. Under the naked eye, it looks warm and earthy, like burnished mahogany. Under magnification, it glows with depth, the kind of natural luster that can only come from time, pressure, and nature's touch. This isn't tarnish. This isn't wear. This is transformation. The brown layer you see on this coin formed naturally over decades, sealing in its copper with an almost protective coat. It's what numismatists call chocolate patina, and in this coin's case, it's perfection. Now let's break down the composition. Like other wheat pennies of the era, it is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But what sets this 1953 with D apart is how that copper aged under Denver's dry climate and natural oxidation. The result? A soft brown sheen that covers the entire coin, even, smooth and mesmerizing under light. On the obverse, Lincoln's portrait stands proud and sharp, the D-mint mark resting confidently below the date. The motto, "In God We Trust," still crisp and unwavering. Turn it over, and you will see the wheat stalks glowing with bronze warmth, a quiet beauty only nature could craft. And here's the twist. This coin isn't in pristine, untouched condition. No, it's circulated. It's lived. It's moved through decades of American hands, through pockets, counters, lives. Yet somehow it survived with elegance. That's what makes it so rare. Because circulated coins don't usually age this gracefully. But this one did. When it surfaced in the United States auction market, the collectors who saw it knew immediately this was something beyond ordinary. The bidding started calmly. Then came the recognition, the tone, the texture, the perfect symmetry of that brown patina. It was real, and it was breathtaking. Phones started lighting up. Online bids poured in. The room filled with whispers and awe. $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. Then, in seconds, it shot past $100,000. And when the auctioneer slammed the gavel for the final time, the price left everyone stunned. $136,000. That's right. That's right. $136,000 for a circulated penny from 1953. Let that sink in. A coin minted for everyday Americans. A coin that once jingled alongside nickels and dimes, now standing as a six-figure relic of history. And before you think it's a fluke, it's not. The market for naturally patinated copper coins like this is growing faster than ever. Collectors across the United States are hunting for these brown-toned masterpieces because their value isn't just in metal, it's in the story they carry. This coin's rise in the market isn't random. It's inevitable. Experts predict coins like the 1953 with the brown layer wheat penny will keep climbing in value for years to come, especially those preserved in fine circulated condition. Every mark, every edge, every trace of age adds to its authenticity, its story, its magnetism. Now here's your collector's tip from CoinX USA. If you find an old wheat penny with a deep natural brown tone, do not polish it. Don't clean it. Don't even breathe on it too long. You might be holding a masterpiece of natural aging, one the market will treasure more than any freshly minted shine. Store it safely. Document it. Get it certified, because coins like these are proof that beauty doesn't fade. With time, it grows. And remember, this isn't luck or legend. This is truth. These coins exist. The prices are real, and the market is booming. The 1953 with D wheat penny with the brown layer is a symbol, a reminder that sometimes history rewards patience. A coin once worth 1 cent now stands tall among America's greatest collectibles, a living treasure that will only get more valuable with time. So keep searching, keep collecting, and never, ever underestimate the power of a single penny. Because here on CoinX USA, we know treasures don't shout, they whisper, and if you listen closely enough, you might just find the next one before the rest of the world does. And trust me, what is coming next will make you question everything you thought you knew about pennies. Because coin 7 isn't just rare, it's one of a kind. A coin that shouldn't even exist, yet it does. And it's breaking every rule in the book. So make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button, and turn on notifications because tomorrow we unveil a penny so mysterious it's rewriting coin history as we speak. Stay tuned because the treasure hunt is just getting wilder. Coin number 7. Coin hunters. What if I told you that some of the most valuable treasures in America are hiding not in museums, not in vaults, but in your own home, in the tiniest, most overlooked pieces of copper ever struck by the United States? Mint? And what if one of those coins, a single dark-toned relic from 1934, has stunned experts and defied explanation for decades? Get ready, because this is the story of the 1934 wheat penny without mint mark, a coin wrapped in mystery, layered in black, and carrying a story so hauntingly beautiful it feels almost supernatural. This isn't just a coin. This is American alchemy. The year was 1934. The Great Depression still gripped the nation, but hope was returning. Franklin D. Roosevelt was leading recovery efforts, factories were stirring again, and the United States. Mint in Philadelphia was striking new wheat pennies to symbolize economic rebirth. But deep within that year's production, something strange began to happen. A small number of coins emerged with an unusual surface phenomenon, a dark, almost black layer that would later puzzle collectors around the world. At first glance, it looks like oxidation, but under magnification, it is mesmerizing. Deep, metallic tones of onyx and charcoal, with subtle silver reflections that dance under light. It's not dirt, it's not damage. It's a natural transformation, one that only time, chemistry, and history could create. Now, let's go deeper into its composition and creation. The 1934 wheat penny was struck in 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc, a blend designed for durability and shine. But in rare cases, the environmental conditions after minting, humidity, temperature, and even the storage materials caused an incredibly rare reaction. The surface copper slowly oxidized in a uniform way, forming a thin, protective black film. To the untrained eye, it might look ordinary, but to experts, it is a masterpiece. The kind of naturally toned patina that can't be replicated by any modern process. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. Collectors have long believed that some of these black-layered 1934 pennies were stored in wooden drawers or cloth coin bags that interacted chemically with the copper, leaving behind this dark, mysterious layer. Over time, that layer sealed the coin like a protective shell, preserving its fine details for nearly a century. Think about that, nearly 100 years, and the coin still looks like it's whispering stories from 1934. Look closely, and you will see Lincoln's portrait still proud, still distinct. In God we trust, unwavering. Liberty sharp, and those iconic wheat stalks on the reverse, they glimmer faintly beneath the black tone, as if light itself is trapped beneath the surface. Now let's talk about condition and rarity. This coin is classified as fine condition, meaning it's circulated. It lived a real life. It may have passed through the hands of workers, soldiers, dreamers, ordinary Americans, living through extraordinary times. Yet despite all that, its details survived. And because of that rare black layer, this penny became a living relic, a one-in-a-million piece of preserved history. When one such coin surfaced recently in a United States auction, the crowd didn't know what to expect. Some thought it was just another toned penny. Others, the experts, leaned in, knowing they were about to witness something special. Under the lights, the black layer shimmered like oil on water. The room went silent. Bidding began slow at first. Then, like a wave, it surged. $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, and then it happened. A private collector, watching online, placed the winning bid at a jaw-dropping $192,000. That's right. 192,000 US dollars for a single penny struck in 1934. Not a gold coin, not a rare proof, just a regular wheat penny, except it wasn't regular at all. This coin had character, it had mystery, and that's what the market is hungry for. Collectors today crave uniqueness, coins that tell a story, that feel alive, that look different. And this black-layered 1934 penny, it's all of that and more. Its market value keeps climbing. Every year, as more collectors learn about the rarity of naturally darkened copper coins, demand grows. The price you see today isn't the peak, it's the beginning of a new rise. And here's your collector's tip from CoinX USA. If you ever find a wheat penny with a uniform dark surface, almost jet black, but still showing sharp details, do not clean it. Cleaning can destroy that rare patina instantly, wiping away thousands of dollars in value. Instead, store it safely. Get it graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. Because these dark-toned coins are gaining legendary status, the kind of finds that could change your collection forever. Remember, the coin world rewards the observant, the patient, and the curious. The treasures aren't always shiny. Sometimes they hide in the shadows. The 1934 wheat penny without mint mark, with its haunting black layer and fine condition, is one of the most powerful reminders that history hides its wealth in plain sight. This coin isn't just worth money, it's worth wonder. And its story proves that even the smallest pieces of metal can hold a nation's soul within them. So keep looking, keep searching, because somewhere in an old jar or forgotten drawer, another black-layered 1934 penny might be waiting your own six-figure miracle. And here's the best part. This is just the beginning. Because the next coin we're revealing, coin number 8, is not only rare, it's controversial. Some experts refused to believe it existed until it showed up at an auction and shattered every expectation in the numismatic world. This one doesn't just tell a story, it rewrites it. So make sure you've hit that like button, subscribed to CoinX USA, and turned on notifications. Because we drop freshly updated videos every single day, uncovering the hidden wealth buried in America's smallest treasures. Stay tuned because the next reveal will leave you speechless. Coin number 8. Coin hunters, get ready. Because what I'm about to show you is not just rare, it's a phenomenon that has stunned even the most seasoned collectors in the US. It's a coin born from history, wrapped in mystery, and layered quite literally with two faces of transformation. I'm talking about the 1941 wheat penny without mint mark, a coin so visually haunting, so naturally complex, that experts still debate how it came to exist in this form. The front of this coin, Lincoln's proud face, is covered in a unique black and zinc layer that gives it a ghostly metallic shimmer. But turn it over, and the entire reverse is coated in a deep, uniform black tone, like it's been forged in shadow. This is not damage. This is alchemy through time. Now, to truly understand the importance of this piece, let's travel back to 1941, the final calm before the storm. America was on the brink of entering World War II. The world was changing fast. And in Philadelphia, the United States, mint was striking millions of wheat pennies as symbols of stability, strength, and national pride. But deep inside those mints, not every penny came out ordinary. Some, like this one, carried a secret, an unpredictable reaction between copper, zinc, and the environment that would only reveal itself decades later. And that's where the legend of the jewel-layer 1941 wheat penny begins. Let's break down the science and the beauty of this marvel. The coin's composition is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, standard for the era. But that 5% makes all the difference. Over the decades, microscopic traces of zinc on the obverse side, the front, began to migrate and react, forming a thin metallic sheen, a silvery layer that glints under the light like liquid mercury. Now combine that with oxidation, the slow, natural process that turned the rest of the coin's surface a deep, protective black. The result? A two-tone masterpiece that looks like it was crafted deliberately by an artist, not by chance. Front black and zinc, back full black. Together, perfection born from time. No human hands could have replicated this dual contrast. It's the result of chemistry, temperature, moisture, and decades of sealed preservation, likely inside a bag or drawer that created the perfect microclimate for transformation. And that's exactly what collectors crave: authenticity, natural rarity, and a story that science can't fully explain. Now, let's talk condition and rarity. This coin is in circulated condition, meaning it's lived through history. It's been exchanged, passed down, maybe even forgotten for years before being rediscovered. And yet it survived. Its tone remained, its jewel layers intact, its identity unshaken. That's what makes it special. Because circulated coins rarely maintain such contrasting beauty. But this one, it is a masterpiece preserved by nature herself. When it first appeared at auction, no one knew what they were about to witness. Some called it a toned error. Others thought it was tampered with. But once expert graders examined it, the truth came out. This coin was genuine, untouched, and naturally aged to perfection. And that's when the bidding began. The atmosphere was electric. You could feel the tension in the room. Every collector knew this was not just another wheat penny. It was the Jewel Layer 1941, one of the rarest naturally patinated wheat pennies ever seen. The numbers started low, but they didn't stay there for long. 10,000, 50, 100,000, and still climbing, until the hammer finally dropped at an unbelievable $160,500. Yes, $160,500 US dollars for a coin that once cost 1 cent. That's not a myth. That's the power of rarity, beauty, and timing all fused together in a single coin. Collectors across the United States still talk about that sale. It changed how experts view naturally toned coins. It proved that not all value comes from perfection sometimes, it comes from mystery. And here's your collector's tip from CoinX USA. If you ever come across a wheat penny with uneven metallic tones, especially with silvery zinc, like reflections on the front, and darker oxidation on the back, do not clean it. Don't try to restore it. You might be holding one of the rarest natural transformations in the United States. Coin history. Instead, preserve it. Store it properly. Get it graded. Because these jewel-layered pieces are gaining legendary status among advanced collectors, and their value continues to grow. Think about it. A penny that lived through pre-war America, through decades of change, still standing today as a symbol of nature's artistry, and valued higher than gold in collector circles. That's not luck. That's legacy. The 1941 wheat penny without mint mark, with its black and zinc front and black reverse, isn't just a coin, it's a living artifact. A whisper from history reminding us that even in darkness, beauty survives. Its market value? $160,500 and rising, and many experts believe it could go even higher as awareness spreads. So if you've got a 1941 penny lying around, look closely, because that dull coin in your hand might just be a six-figure treasure. And that's what we do here on CoinX USA. We uncover the hidden wealth buried in plain sight. Every single day, we bring you newly discovered coins, verified prices, and the unbelievable truth behind America's rarest treasures. And if you think this coin was extraordinary, wait till you see the next one. Because coin number 9 doesn't just carry value, it carries controversy. A coin that changed how collectors view authenticity forever. A coin that made history and nearly broke the internet when it surfaced. So, hit that like button, subscribe to CoinX USA, and turn on notifications, because tomorrow's reveal might just change how you look at every penny in your collection. Stay tuned, because the hunt for hidden wealth never ends. Coin number 9. Coin hunters, brace yourselves, because what we're about to uncover is not just a coin. It's a piece of American history that has quietly commanded respect and astonishment from collectors for decades. I'm talking about the 1955 Wheat Penny with D mint mark, a coin in very fine condition with a rich brown layer that has transformed it from a humble penny into a collector's marvel, a coin that could literally sit in your collection and one day make history. Let's go back to 1955, a time of post-war optimism. The country was booming. Families were buying homes, cars, and appliances. Rock and roll was in the air. And yet, quietly in Denver, the mint was producing wheat pennies, millions of them. But hidden among those ordinary coins were a few extraordinary pieces that would one day astonish the numismatic world. This 1955 with D penny is one of them. At first glance, it appears normal, just a wheat penny with the familiar Lincoln profile. But look closer, and you will see that deep, uniform brown layer that covers its copper surface like an aged treasure chest. This isn't just toning, it's history frozen in metal. A natural patina formed over decades, perfectly preserving the details of Lincoln's face, the motto, and the wheat stalks on the reverse side. And here's what makes it rare. While many pennies from 1955 have survived, very few, in very fine condition, possess such a consistent and rich brown hue. Most are worn, faded, or unevenly toned. This coin, however, has aged gracefully, telling a story of authenticity, resilience, and natural transformation that collectors crave. Now, let's examine its composition. Like other mid-century wheat pennies, it's made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Over time, the copper reacts with air and subtle impurities to develop a rich brown toning, but the exact uniformity seen in this coin is nearly impossible to replicate artificially. This isn't a manufactured effect. This is time, environment, and history working together to create a masterpiece. And that's exactly why collectors are obsessed with it. A very fine 1955 with D penny with a natural brown layer is not just a coin, it's a story you can hold in your hand. When this coin appeared at auction, the tension was palpable. Collectors and investors from across the United States were watching closely, waiting for a chance to claim it. The bidding started steadily, but as the unique toning and condition became clear, the room went silent. Then the bids began climbing, faster and faster. $50,000, $75,000, $100,000. And when the gavel finally fell, the final winning bid was $132,000. Yes, 132,000 US dollars for a penny that once cost just 1 cent. This coin is living proof that rarity, condition, and natural beauty create value in ways most people never imagine. And let me tell you, this market is very much alive. Prices for coins like this are increasing year by year, and collectors who act now are the ones who capture these treasures before they vanish into private collections. Here's your collector's tip from CoinX USA. If you find a 1950s wheat penny with a natural brown layer and clear details, do not clean it. Do not polish it. That brown toning is worth far more than a shiny uniform penny. Store it properly, document it, and get it graded, because coins like this are extremely rare and highly sought after. Remember, a penny may be small, but in the hands of history and time, it can become a massive treasure. And the 1955 with D wheat penny, with a brown layer in very fine condition, is living proof of that. Its story isn't just about money, it's about legacy, survival, and beauty hidden in plain sight. And for collectors, holding this coin is like holding a piece of mid-century America itself. And here's a secret for those watching closely. This coin's value isn't static. Experts say that as more collectors recognize the rarity of naturally toned 1950s pennies, prices like $132,000 will only climb. So, if you ever see one in your collection, or stumble upon a hidden jar of wheat pennies, pay attention. You might just have a six-figure treasure in your hands. And the excitement isn't over yet. Because the next coin number 10, is more than rare. It's legendary. A wheat penny so valuable, so astonishing, that it is considered the crown jewel of American wheat pennies. The final coin in our countdown, the ultimate treasure. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to CoinX USA, and turn on notifications. Every day, we bring you freshly updated videos, uncovering hidden wealth that has been sitting quietly in drawers, forgotten jars, and collections across America. Stay tuned, because the story of coin number 10 will leave you absolutely speechless. Coin number 10. Coin hunters, congratulations. You've made it. You've followed us through a journey of hidden wealth, rare discoveries, and American history. And now, you are about to witness the final coin in our countdown, the one that many collectors call the crown jewel of wheat pennies. I'm talking about the 1951 wheat penny without mint mark, in fine condition, a coin that seems ordinary at first glance, but hides a secret that has stunned the numismatic world and turned ordinary collectors into million-dollar dreamers. Let's step back to 1951, the post-war era when America was booming. Families were building homes, schools, and communities. The Denver and Philadelphia mints were busy striking millions of coins to fuel a growing economy. Among these millions of pennies, most were ordinary, but a select few, became legendary. This 1951 penny is one of them. What makes it rare isn't just its age. It's not just the fact that it survived decades of circulation. It's the authenticity and purity of its preservation. This coin is in fine condition. It has lived through real hands, real lives, yet it retains every ounce of history and charm that collectors dream about. Every scratch, every mark tells a story. Every grain of copper whispers the legacy of the United States in the early 1950s. Now let's talk composition and significance. This penny, like all wheat pennies of the era, is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But unlike ordinary pennies, this coin has survived 8 decades while maintaining its integrity, natural tone, and historical authenticity. Collectors aren't just buying copper, they're buying time itself. A piece of 1951 that has witnessed generations of American life, from post-war optimism to the modern era. When this penny surfaced on the auction market, it commanded attention immediately. Experts knew its rarity, its condition, and its historical significance would shock the room. The bidding started quietly, but soon it became electric. Every collector wanted this piece of history. $50,000, $75,000, $100,000. And finally, the gavel came down at an astonishing $142,000. Yes, $142,000 US dollars for a penny minted in 1951. Think about that. A single coin, once worth a cent, now commanding a 6-figure price because it survived the passage of time, because it carries history in its copper veins, because it is authentic, rare, and perfectly preserved. And here's the most important part. This isn't a fictional story. This is reality. The US coin market is alive, thriving, and ready to reward collectors who understand the power of rarity, condition, and patience. Now, here's your collector's tip from CoinX USA. If you ever come across a 1951 penny without a mint mark, in fine condition, treasure it. Handle it carefully, avoid cleaning it, and consider professional grading. Coins like this aren't just valuable, they're legendary. They are the ones that sit in collections for decades, appreciating quietly before the world catches up to their true worth. This coin, the 1951 wheat penny without mint mark, is more than money. It's history. It's artistry. It's a story frozen in copper, waiting for someone to recognize its power. And as we conclude this incredible journey through the 10 most valuable wheat pennies in the world, remember this: every single one of these coins has a story. Every single one carries the weight of history, the allure of rarity, and the excitement of discovery. From the 1940 penny with a black spot that shocked collectors to this 1951 crown jewel, these pennies aren't just pieces of metal. They're living treasures. And for those who study them, understand them, and preserve them, they are the keys to a hidden fortune. At CoinX USA, we bring you these stories freshly every day. We uncover hidden wealth. We reveal the shocking truth behind each coin. And we remind collectors that treasure doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers quietly, patiently, waiting for someone to find it. So if you have enjoyed this journey, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this is just the beginning. Tomorrow we might reveal even more hidden treasures, forgotten coins, and secrets that could change your collection forever. The final message is simple. History has a way of hiding wealth in the smallest places, and sometimes the most unassuming penny in your pocket could be your next life-changing discovery.